Hey everyone, it's Sammy from Pushsquare, and I wanted to put up a video today for FlatOut 4 Total Insanity, which is out today on the PlayStation 4. There hasn't been much build up to this game, so you may not actually know that it's out, but it's definitely out now. It's on the PlayStation Store. You can order a copy and get it on Blu-ray from Amazon or whatever you want to do. I should have had a review ready for today, but I've had some problems in my private life. We won't go into that. I haven't got round to finishing the game yet, but I have played enough to share some early impressions with it, and I actually think that coming off the back of FlatOut 3, which, if you don't know, FlatOut 3 is one of the worst reviewed games of all time. I think it got a 1 out of 10 from Edge and Eurogamer and various other websites. It was a terrible game. This is actually pretty good, actually. It doesn't have much of its own identity. It's very much following in the footsteps of the original Bugbear game. But that's fine, you know. People recognise the name FlatOut, kind of know what they're getting into, which is kind of just some decent arcade racing, really, and that's what you're getting here. You know, I've just reviewed Horizon and Nier Automata, so lots of big kind of open world RPG games, and it's quite fun getting into something that's a little bit more mindless. The track designs are pretty decent. I like the car models and stuff. It looks good. This has been made by Kylloton, I believe, who did the recent World Rally Championship game, which was good as well. There's a boost bar in the game that you build your kind of nitro and stuff by ramming into opponents, so it's got this kind of risk-reward mechanic going on with it. The more cars you smash into, the more scenery you smash into, the more nitro you've got, which allows you to go, obviously, faster. So you need to pick between whether you want to kind of play it safe and not have as much nitro, or whether you're going to try and really drive recklessly, and then you'll have a lot more nitro to use, which it's the simplest mechanic you could imagine for a racing game, right? But it works absolutely fine here, and like I say, the track designs are pretty decent. There is another mode that's got kind of more of a Mario Kart feel to it, where you kind of like building up power-ups that you can like send a wrecking ball out of the front of your car and stuff and use that to take out opponents. In the races that I've done of that mode, it feels like it's not been balanced quite right. The AI is a little bit too aggressive, and it feels like your success comes down to not necessarily how well you've driven, but whether you've been lucky in the kind of power-ups that have been used against you. So I'm not a massive fan of that mode yet, but maybe it'll come into its own as I progress further into the game. And I do intend to do a review of this over the weekend, so I will be playing a lot more over the next sort of 48 hours or so. The other cool thing about this game is it's bringing back I believe there was a stunt mode in the original, and I think that's making a comeback. So there's lots of little mini-game type things that you can do. So there's one where you have to sort of project your driver out of the car into a kind of beer pong type little mini game and stuff. So there's lots of little silly distractions and silly stuff going on the side here. It's not the most memorable racing game I've ever played. I think this is one of those games that people might pick up, they might have some fun with it for a few hours, and then it's going to be promptly forgotten. But sometimes, that's absolutely fine. This is not wretched like the previous FlatOut. This is actually pretty well done. I quite like the track designs. I quite like the visual style of it all. And it plays absolutely fine. It's just a good arcade racing game. There's not really much more to say about it from what I've seen so far, but if you're in the mood for something a little lighter, a little sillier, a little bit more mindless, then I would definitely say maybe consider looking into this. Maybe wait for my review that's coming after the weekend or over the weekend or whatever. But yeah, I just wanted to get some quick impressions up because I really should have had a review done, but like I said, I've had some problems. I haven't had time to play as much of it as I would have liked. So I'm not quite ready to write a review yet, but I thought it was worth getting some gameplay footage up and just posting some really quick impressions on it, seeing as it's out today. But let me know whether you're planning to pick up FlatOut 4 in the comments section. Are you a fan of this franchise? Were you really disappointed with FlatOut 3 and figured that was the end of the franchise? Do let me know in the comments section, and of course, thank you so much for watching.